This is full squad. Roll. You. Oh. Jump. Arm. Me.
This is full squad. Admiral room was he's up. Dismiss. Sure. And make get on your side.
Alright. Gearbox, let's do this. It's Monday Fun Day. Boom shakalaka. Ooh doggy. Hey there, recruit. Welcome to Rebel Rant. House of G. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, it is Monday. Hope you're having a good one so far. And let's go ahead and kick it off here. Kick off the week. Just kind of relax a little bit. Take the edge off that Monday. Those Monday blues, if you know what I'm saying. Well, especially with all the madness and nonsense that's been going on in the world lately. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, and that's not what we're here to talk about today. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get to the House of G here. And today, well, let's see here. Yeah, the world is gonna do what the world does. It's not gonna stop turning. So you've got to sit there, and no matter what's going on in your life, you've got to find the joy, those little things that bring joy to each and every, one of your days there. And quite frankly, this is one of them. This is one of those things that brings joy into my life. Not so much the modern comic scene. The modern comic scene is a hot mess, let me tell you. But going through my back issues here, my collection, needing to bag and board some of these, it has reminded me of why I became a geek to begin with when I was just a child. Before being a geek was cool, before being a geek was mainstream, this is the type of stuff that I enjoyed. And I didn't enjoy it because it was popular. I enjoyed it because it was fun. Let me tell you. So yeah, let's go and start today with The Flash. Boom shakalaka. So who doggy? Let's see here. This is Flash number 138, June of 1998. You guessed it. 22, going on 23 years old at this point. Can you believe that this has been sitting in a box with a bunch of other comic books for over 20 years? I'm a little shocked at it every time I do this live stream here, especially at how good a condition some of these are actually in. This one's not in terrible condition. There is a little bit of something on the corner there. So yeah, near mint is out of the question. But by and large, it's really not in terrible condition. Really not. So now the race of this one is the human race. There we go. Still working on the cameras and stuff. The human race, part 3 of 3. I got no idea if I got the first 2 parts of this or not. Maybe not. We'll find out here at some point. It looks like it was, we got Morrison. I'm thinking he's probably the writer. Morrison was on this one. Millar, Wagner, was that Nyberg? Nyberg. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in here and see if we can figure out what this one is about, especially being a part 3 of 3. So. Oh, let's hear. Yep, starts off in Keystone City. You got Linda Park doing some sort of on-the-scene dealio for her new station. Some sort of mob going on there. And let's see where this is going exactly. Yeah, you know what? I almost forgot something here. Let's take a quick look at where these babies are going. I stumbled across a company by the name of BCW. This is not a paid sponsorship. Picked up some new supplies for these comic books. And yeah, I'm going to have to buy some more. Some of my stuff is pretty old to the point where, well, looking at one of the boxes, yeah, let's just say it needs to be replaced and leave it at that. I'll show up eventually when I get around to actually taking care of that. But for now, let's take a look at what we're working with here today. Ooh, doggy. Okay. Like I said, I got these from BCW. So far, they've been really nice. And this one is just a really awesome box here. As you can see, Transformers, yeah. And then on the end of the box here, we got Optimus Prime with the Spark of Life. That's pretty slick right there, if you ask me. Quite frankly, I love this box. This box is so much fun. It really livens up your collection there. Instead of these plain, boring white boxes, well, you got something fun to look at when you're not actually going, pulling these out and taking a look at them, reading them, reading them over and over again. Oh yeah, and there's a little bit more here. Yeah, they even went so far as to take care of the lid there. So we got Optimus Prime, cleaning the clock, 1 Megatron, boom chakalaka. That is how the Autobots roll, let me tell you. Never give up, never surrender, never say die. Optimus Prime, he's always been one of my favorites there. And yeah, it's quite satisfying and gratifying to see him cleaning the clock of Megatron. Let me tell you, especially in this day and age. Ooh doggy. All right. Well, let's get to it here. Okay, let's get back to the Flash here. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, the human race, some sort of a crowd and riot going on. So apparently this is, yeah, Grant Morrison and Mark Millar are the writers for this particular one. So, okay. Yes, I'm a little curious about this one. So we got, big old crowd. As you can see, there's some sort of kiosk building structure thing dealing with the U.S. Armed Forces. I don't know what's going on with that as of yet. We got some of the, looks like the Justice League coming in. This may or may not be when Superman wasn't around, let's just say. There was Steel there instead of Superman. So, yeah, let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. The fact that they got the U.S. Armed Forces structure, it doesn't look like a very big building. I don't know if that's supposed to be a recruiting center or what's going on. It's a little odd they put that in the middle of this angry mob, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so... So apparently when Wally West was growing up, before he became the Flash, he had an imaginary friend, which may or may not have turned out to be an actual real being based on this one panel. Curious. I don't even remember this Crackle character. But I don't know. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff that I've missed out on. And this is definitely not ringing a particular bell or anything. But we do have some sort of big baddie here. I actually have no idea who this guy is. I don't know. Okay, apparently this is some sort of Titan, but I got no idea who he is. If anybody knows who that guy is, please let me know. It might explain it here shortly if I can stumble across it. I don't read every single panel. I don't go see her and read through the whole book. I'm just trying to get an idea for it. Some sort of Titan opens a portal, boom, in they go. Some sort of race that they're being forced into or something. I don't know. Without reading the whole thing. Well, okay, so apparently there's two of them. Whatever they are, some sort of Titan, celestial type being. There's two of them. They're making a bet between each other regarding the Flash and I guess this Crackle. Yeah, some sort of extreme racing sporting event for these Titan characters. Apparently they're really bored, I'm guessing. I honestly... Okay, so apparently Crackle wasn't just an imaginary friend. He was some sort of being from another world or something like that. And because at the end here, so they're racing against each other and their homeworld, well, at least Wally West's homeworld is at stake. I don't know about Crackle. Yeah, without reading the whole thing, like I said, these things get a little bit confusing because you can miss out on a lot of details. Crackle sacrifices himself, gives his speed energy, his speed force over to Wally West. So Wally can do his thing and run. Because that's what the Flash does. Boom, shakalaka. So yeah, he's trying to... I'm not 100% sure. Oh. And then, we got a whole team of other Flashes here. They're ready to go to do their... Oh, is that Superman? I think that's Superman Blue. Okay, yeah, so this is after the death of Superman, and he comes back. And this is that period where he had that weird period where he was split into the red and blue Superman. I never really got into it, so I'm not 100% sure what was going on with that. It was just weird, to be honest. And there he is right there, the blue one. And in this particular panel, he's talking about how much he wants to marry... what was her name? I should know her name. Linda. Oh, this is not... Oh, that's not Iris, that's Linda. Okay. In this, 1998, at least he wants to marry one Linda, the chick from the beginning there. Completely forgot about her. So, you know what? And it's not just the Flashes. So apparently everybody's running. Apparently that's got something, maybe, I don't know if that's got something to do with the mob then, but everybody's running. And I think they're trying to generate speed, their own limited speed force and combine it so that Wally West can tap into it, by the sounds of it at least. So that seems to explain the mob and whatnot. Oh. Okay. So whoever this guy is, this Titan type being. So yeah, he challenged Flash to a race. For whatever reason, Flash could not turn down the challenge. And these guys can travel through instantaneous teleportation type dealio. So obviously Flash had no chance of winning. And then, but yeah, so apparently every single person on the planet Earth was running, which allowed Wally West to tap into their combined, I guess you could call it speed force and whatnot, even though they're not, like, they can't tap into it like the Flash can. And he beats him he beats this being who has access to instantaneous travel. So he basically just, okay, interesting. But then, so Earth is spared, but Quiz, which I think is Crackle's planet, his imaginary friend where he came from, apparently must pay the forfeit. Oh. So, yeah, Wally West did some sort of razzle-dazzle. So I guess the actual rules of the game that were that if Flash won, they would leave Earth alone. So apparently there was some sort of loophole in the rules that he was able to save both planets by winning. Interesting. So both planets are saved. The little electrical based beings there are kind of just hanging out, chilling with Earthlings there. Warm, fuzzy feelings, happy ending. There's that Linda chick. Quite frankly, I like her. I don't know what they did to her, why they got rid of her. Well, let's if you watch the CW version of The Flash, maybe you can understand why I'm not too fond of the current setup. I don't know what happened to Linda. Just as one issue. I like her better so far. I'm actually not. I actually don't even remember much about Iris there. But then we get to the end of the comic book here, final panel, and you gotta love the cliffhangers. Next issue's got something to do with the Black Flash. Dun dun dun. Cue a dramatic music in your head, at least. So that one panel makes me want to pick up the next issue. Let me tell you, this was not a bad one. Yeah, I didn't get any sense of any political stuff going on there. The whole thing with the arm. Oh, so that, yeah, okay, so that's what's going on. Somehow Linda Park, Channel 4 News, KFMB, somehow she was able, I don't know how they set it up, she was able to tap into a worldwide communication network type deal or something. The entire world was literally connected. She was encouraging everybody to run. That's what's going on at the start. So, okay, gotcha. That makes more sense. So it wasn't some riot or nothing like that. It was literally the entire human race pulling together to save the planet. Or at least do their part anyways, to help the Flash save the planet. So, in and of itself, yeah, based on this one issue, what little I've read, yeah, I'm not sensing any political ideology, nothing like that. It's just pure comic book story, which is great. That's what I'm looking for as a comic book fan. It's a pure comic book story. And it's where, in this brief moment, this very brief moment, in an attempt to save the entire world, literally the entire human race across the globe, they take all of their differences, all of the conflict, and yeah, just everything. They set it aside for a brief moment. And they work together in unison, literally running to save the world. There's no ideological nonsense. It's just a brief moment of unity across the human race. But then, like I said, there's nothing political about it. It's just pure comic book story. In reality, humans have got their differences. We're always going to have our differences. That's why it's important to have a nation, to have boundaries, to have borders, because not everybody's going to think the same way. Not everybody's going to believe the same way. The very simple fact is that it is impossible to have a united planet with the state thing. It's just not possible. It's one thing about humanity, free will, liberty. We've all got our own ideas, thoughts. It is impossible to have the entire planet thinking the same way. Quite frankly, that would be boring on top of other things. However, we do have these moments, such as in this comic book, where the entire world is, there's such a great existential threat. The entire planet literally sets aside their differences for a brief moment. Everybody comes together in that moment of unity. It's that unity is not, that moment of unity is not meant to last for more than a moment, and it doesn't. Everything, the world goes back to the way it was. We got our countries, borders, differences, different people, nationalities, ethnic groups, stuff like that. But in that brief moment, it shows that, in spite of our differences and whatnot, we are all human. It doesn't erase those differences. It doesn't advocate for like a new world order or some nonsense. It's just a comic book story, plain and simple. That's what drew me into comic books, stuff like that. The big, grandiose, epic moments in the stories. There's nothing ideological about the stories, at least in this issue. I'd have to read parts 1, part 2 to get the full grasp there and everything. But just reading this one issue, nothing political, nothing ideological. It's just a nice moment, a nice comic book moment where the world pulls together, gives Wally West the power he needs through the Speed Force to save the planet, to beat these Titans that have instantaneous teleportation type travel thing chairs. And that's it. That's all there is to it. That's all there needs to be to it. So that right there, this is a good story. I like it. I like this one. I would actually like to read the first two to see exactly what led up to this, and see if maybe there is more to it that's not showing up in this issue. Hopefully, there's not. Yeah, as far as political ideology goes, in and of itself, I mean, that's what comic book stories are supposed to be about. You know, to show the potential, and show that, you know, in spite of our differences, we are all human beings. That's not to say there aren't good people and bad people. That people don't do good things, people don't do bad things. That's not what it's saying. It's literally saying set aside those differences for a brief moment so we can save our planet, and that we still have a future to push forward through. So, maybe I'm just going a little too deep with it, maybe, but no, it was a fun story, interesting story. So, I like that one. I do. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get this baby bagged and boarded and ready for long-term storage. Ooh, doggy. Yeah, Optimus Prime and the Autobots are going to do a fine job of protecting these comic books here. Let me tell you. It slides in like that. You get the old corner of the binder trick. Put that in first, and it pretty much just slides in like butter. Ooh, doggy. That's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you, this is therapeutic for me. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy comic books. It's just therapeutic. Having fun. You got these big grandiose stories, moments, stuff like that. And then, you know, you're done. You put it in the bag of the board for protection. It's a nice way to wrap it up. Taking care of your stuff there for hopefully future generations to read. So reading this stuff, this is a real comic book, not the modern nonsense that they're pushing out there. This is the type of stuff that comic books is about. Just fun, heartwarming. It gives you a moment of hope and whatnot. It's just a comic book. It's not real. But the stories matter. They really do. They reflect society. They reflect humanity. They reflect us as individuals. And storytelling does matter, even if it is a fictional world. With fictional people. And how you write those characters and those stories does matter. Because either you're going to write it well, and it's going to make sense, and it's going to be a positive thing, or it's going to be utter nonsense. It's going to be boring. It's going to be just not good. Not good. It is possible to write objectively bad stories. This participation trophy generation, I'm over it. They've taken control. They've shown us what they can do. And it is a straight up dumpster fire, let me tell you. Oh, boom shakalaka. All right, there we go. Flash Human Race Part 3 of 3 is bagged and boarded and in storage. Ooh, doggy. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. So we've got another issue of the 10th. Wow, chicka wow. Woo. So, ooh, doggy. Back in the day when they actually knew how to draw women. Now, this one's not your clean cut type deal. But you can at least tell that she is a woman. You can tell that it's female, feminine. Personally, I don't like tattoos and whatnot. That is not a tattoo, though, I don't think. Some sort of bodysuit. Yeah, I think that's all bodysuit. But she does have the blue lipstick. Not sure if that's supposed to be black hair or blue hair or blackish blue. Yeah, so it's a little bit on the edgy side, which is just a word for just, you know, weird. I prefer women that look like women, personally. For the most part, she does look like a woman. So, yeah, back in the day, they knew how to draw women. That was one of the, that's one of the appeals of comic books. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna sugarcoat it. If somebody has a problem with it, oh well, they can eat my shorts. Quoting one of Bart Simpson. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Yeah, it's got something to do with some dude. I don't know if he died and was brought back by some warlock or necromancer. I'm not 100% sure actually on the backstory. But yeah, he's got some sort of 10th power. Something to do with the girl. She thinks that she brought she brought him back or something. But I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate or if that's just in her head. It's just circumstance that makes her think it, maybe. But she does. I think she does have some sort of abilities, though. So let's see here. This is, yeah, April. If I remember correctly, I had a couple issues from like 2 different years. It looked like they were 2 different volumes. This is April of 1998, first printing. Issue number 8. Who will be Adrenaline's first victim? That is the name of the title there. So I'm not actually sure who she's supposed to be at this point. There's the other chick, SB. So apparently that's not SB. Who is Adrenaline? Lynn Lynn. I ain't got a clue. Because then we got SB, who is connected to the 10th directly. She's supposed to be some sort of good guy type chick. Not sure who this Adrenaline is yet. So he's going up against a bunch of little goblin-looking demons or something. Just like a literal mountain of them right there. And okay, so apparently that's not actually happening. It's all in his head. He's in some sort of lab, and SB is with him, with the scientists, and they're trying to induce the monster state known as the 10th. That's all I can get out of it so far. She obviously cares about him. She doesn't like having to do this, but they have convinced her that it is necessary. I don't know. I'm assuming that he went along with it. And then we got another chick here. Her name is Zorina. Can't really complain about how they draw her. That's personally, I'm thinking that's pretty nice. All those, yeah, that shine there. There we go. Okay. So yeah, personally, I like the way they're drawn. That is how that is a nice way of drawing the female form there, if you ask me. Some of these modern female characters, I use the word female very loosely in regards to them. So obviously, all this is a public pool, and obviously all the men are kind of like giving her sidelong looks and whatnot. I can't really blame them there, to be honest. And let's see here. Now this is a pretty gruesome comic book. The fight scenes are just they're pretty gory. Personally, I'm not into the gore. When I was younger, I had the typical fascination with that type of stuff that a lot of people have, and believe me, a lot of people do have it. That's why they're fascinated by horror movies and whatnot. I've seen a few things in my life. Served in 2 branches of the military. Trust me, I am over it. So the gore thing, it doesn't add anything. It really doesn't. It's meant to be shocking, I guess, but it's really not. It's just gory, and it's just, you can get the message across with the implication of gore much more effectively than actually showing it, and it really just takes away from the whole story. It could be just because it's not necessary. It's really not. And it's a real shame, because there's a lot of stuff out there nowadays that has the potential to be really great stuff, and they ruin it with just utter nonsense. Extreme gore, pornographic scenes that have no place in mainstream entertainment type scenarios to begin with. They're trying to fuse stuff that doesn't need to be fused. It has no business being fused. So, yeah. But, with that said, that's just kind of the stuff you have to deal with in life. So I'm not really 100% sure what's going on here. some dude. I'm assuming he's very rich and... Wait a minute. What? So there's some... Okay, so this dude's involved in government or something. So yeah, he's clearly powerful. But I have no idea who he is. He's just some government dude. So from 1998, but that really touches on a lot of stuff that's going on today, let me tell you. And then, so yeah, he's got this chick in his room. Apparently, I don't know if they've done anything yet or if she's just seducing him. And then, at this point at least, instead of the expected liaison, she fuses with him. Interesting ability. And I'm assuming... Yep. She takes over his body. Like, she makes it his. I don't know who she is at this point. Not a clue. It's a very unpleasant ability of hers. It makes it sound like he's supposed to be just gone. Like, his body is still living, but his mind, his spirit, his soul, whatever, is gone. And she has completely taken over and made it hers. Not a clue. So, like I said, this is a dark series. It's definitely a horror-based series. Personally, I think that it would have been a much better series without the blatant gore and everything. It doesn't add anything. People that are fascinated, that need that gore, I don't know what to say that, because it's not shocking. Especially my age, people bring stuff up like that on Twitter and whatnot. They try to shock me, and it's like, it's not shocking. It's just boring, because it's like they don't understand. I've been around the block a few times. They don't understand that, and having that kind of stuff doesn't add to the story. It detracts from it. I read this stuff for the story and the pictures and the pretty girls, pretty women. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Why? Because I'm not ashamed of my sexuality. And well, there's some interesting stuff about the 10th, but then you get the few things there that are over the top, doesn't need to be there. But by and large, the story itself is on the interesting side. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. They were testing the 10th, trying to bring up. See, this guy, he's got this 10th ability, taps into some dark forces or something, and all these dark entities, demonic creatures, are after him because they want his power, the access to that 10th power. So there's some sort of, in this issue, there's some sort of laboratory. The scientists are testing on him, trying to figure out how to control the monster that he becomes. Without reading it though, there's a good amount of dialogue, backstory that I'm missing here. The usual back and forth tug and war between good versus evil. So yeah, by and large, it's an interesting title. Just honestly could do without the blatant, gratuitous gore. It's boring. It's just straight up boring at this point. Stick to the story. Stick to the good parts of the artwork. Like like that right there. That's what I'm interested in, if nothing else. And then let's see here. Yeah, that's the end of the story there. Yeah, the usual stuff. So yeah, he's struggling. So he's got these creatures after him and everything. They're trying to tap into that 10th power, steal it from him or something, control it. In the meantime, the main character of the 10th is struggling with this whole thing, being transformed into this monster called the 10th, by or through the 10th power or something like that. And yeah, so it's just a constant struggle. And then again, ad for a collected edition, volume 1. Let me tell you, it's a good way to get people's attention. It gets my attention. Does make me curious about it. Not gonna lie. But that's about that's it. Doesn't need to go any further than that. Let me tell you, if you know what I'm saying. And then and then there was one Danger Girl back in the day. If you want to get people's attention, that is one way to do it. Just make sure you got something of substance beneath the cover. That's the key thing. It's one thing to get people's attention like that, but if there isn't substance to back it up, it doesn't mean anything, and it's not going to go anywhere. Which could explain why some of the stuff wasn't as successful as it could have been. I mean, it's not to say that it wasn't successful at all, but it's not still around as far as I know. I haven't heard anything about Is Image Comics even still around? I don't even know if Image is still going, even before the last couple of years. I actually have no idea. It's been that long since I've been in a comic book store. 2012, 2013. Oh, so this Adrenaline is supposed to be a teenage super assassin. That's her on the cover. Oh, she's Russian. Okay, wait a minute. I do remember her now. Yeah, this is a completely different outfit. She was wearing something else. So, yeah, she's a Russian Soviet communist assassin is what she is. That's what's going on there. Okay. So, yeah, the reason I know that is because she's also on the back cover. 10th number 9, featuring Adrenaline, the teenage super assassin. And this right here is issue number 8. So it's an ad for the next issue. Boom shakalaka. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. A teenage girl assassin. She has some sort of abilities and whatnot, though, which makes it possible for her to do what she does. As a natural, normal, biological teenage girl, there's no way. But she's not normal. She's not natural. She's got crazy abilities. That's why she's able to do what she does. So, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to sit down and read the issues I got and everything, get caught up on the series. By and large, the series itself was interesting enough. I'm just not 100% sure about the execution, which might be why it's not still around. Because from what I've seen, it gets a little repetitive. And as far as character development goes, like I said, I would have to read more of them to really see where it started from and where it was going. But so far, it just kind of seems circular. I don't know. That's just skimming through the few issues that I've come across so far. So yeah, I would definitely have to find more of them and sit down and read them thoroughly to get a full evaluation of the series. There's some interesting stuff. There is some interesting stuff. I just don't know about the overall, worthwhileness of the stories themselves. Yeah, I would have to catch up on those and find out. All right, so let's go and get the bag and boarding going. Boom chakalaka. Yeah, let's go and bring this down a bit more. All right, get the corner in there. Oh, no, a little bit further. You don't want the board to go all the way in because then it makes it a little more difficult to get even the corner there with the binding in first. So you want just like a little bit of the board sticking out. You don't need like a huge chunk of the board sticking out. Like I had going on right there. Pop that flap down, boom shakalaka. And there we go. So the 10th, number 8, April 1998. Bagged and boarded, ready for storage. Who will be Adrenaline's first victim? Dun dun dun. Yep, so teenage Russian assassin, Soviet Union. Well, the entire female Russian assassin thing did not die with that character, let's put it that way. Ooh, doggy. All right. Let's this way. And my setup is slightly different than it was. Got a new gaming streaming table and everything. It's made a huge difference. I got so much more space to work with. It's a beautiful thing, let me tell you. Okay, so now we're getting down there. All right, so this next one's going to be The Avengers, number 5. This is number 5. So I don't remember. Did they do a reboot on the main title? I'm not 100% sure. The Avengers, number 5, June. You guessed it, 1998. Wow. So yeah, you're not Earth's mightiest heroes, Avengers. We are, bum bum bum. Suddenly, the Squadron Supreme. So now you got another superhero team coming in. I do remember these guys from back in the day. I don't remember a whole lot about them. I think that guy's Hyperion, if I remember correctly. A couple of those characters look familiar, but I'm completely blanking on their names. Hyperion is the only one that I can really think of the name and whatnot, and he's definitely like a Superman type clone, in a sense. But I don't remember his origins, nothing like that. So yeah, they make an appearance in this issue of the Avengers. Like I said, number 5, so I don't know what's going on here. Because it is Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers. I know I know they were around way longer than 1998. Yeah, I would have to look that up, see if I can find out some information about what was going on with this title. So it starts off, yeah, we got Thor coming into the Avengers mansion. Boom Chakalaka coming in for a visit, apparently. And he runs into Jarvis. Good old Jarvis. Might very well be considered the heart of the Avengers there. Let's see here. He found some sort of artifact thing that he hands off. Picks up a bunch of fan mail. Naturally, they're going to have a whole bunch of fan mail there. Okay, so we have one Ms. Marvel doing some sort of training with Captain America. And at this point, he does not have his iconic circular shield. He's got the original shield from back in the day. And yeah, they're fighting some robots or something. At least I think it's training. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like some sort of training mode. Yep, exercise program ended. To be perfectly honest, I've never been a huge fan of Ms. Marvel. Oh no, it's Warbird. That's not Ms. Marvel, that's Warbird. I don't remember. Like, I remember the character Warbird. I don't remember anything about her origins. I think she has a connection to Ms. Marvel. Maybe she was Ms. Marvel, became Warbird, and then went back to... I don't know. I would have to look it up. It's been a long time since I even heard the name of Warbird. I don't know. Oh, it is Carol. Okay, so it is Ms. Marvel. It's Carol. Yeah, so she went from Ms. Marvel to Warbird, apparently. Yep, that's definitely Ms. Marvel. She's still annoying. She's always been annoying. That is my opinion, and I am not going to retract it. Not one bit, not for anything. You got the usual, the usual dialogue and interpersonal drama between the characters. Trying to figure out exactly what you get the what was it? Yeah, Squadron Supreme is coming in. Let's see if we can figure out what exactly why. Something to do with Project Pegasus, Champion Air Crash. Okay, so there's some sort of plane crash. I guess the Avengers are coming in to help out or something, by the looks of it. Not exactly sure why the entire Avengers crew's coming in just for a plane crash. Oh, hello. So there's a plane crash, the Avengers are coming in to help out, and then boom, up pops the Squadron Supreme with sour cream, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, now I want some Taco Bell. So yeah, there's some sort of mistake. So they're actually pointing the fingers at the Avengers. Let's see. Okay, so we got Doctor Spectrum, Skylark, The Shape, Haywire, Power Princess, Hyperion. Yep, Hyperion. Wizard and Moonglow. Some of those names do sound vaguely familiar. The only one I'm really can honestly say I'm familiar with is Hyperion. Oh, they're the champions of a parallel reality. So somehow they ended up on our Earth, and that's the extent of my knowledge of these folks at this point. So apparently, apparently they're under the impression that the Avengers are actually secret bad guys. And as expected, they start to get all rough and tumble with them. Boom, shakalaka, you get the battle going on. Boom, boom, boom. Thor smacks Hyperion with his hammer, sends him flying. That has got to hurt. He probably woke up with a headache after that one. And everybody just, it just turns into Rumble City here. Let's see where this is going. The plane is still... apparently they forgot about the plane at this point or something. I don't know. And... yeah. Jamie Cricket. Okay, wow. That's quite the brawl right there. Two superpowered teams going at it. Oh, whoa, what's this? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, that's right. So was the character Wonder Man. Something happened to him. He died or something. I came back. That's him. He's got this energy form now. I completely forgot about that. There he is right there with Thor and Hyperion and Iron Man. Yeah, there's just so much stuff you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff I've just straight up forgotten when it comes to comic books. Just because it's been so long. Read comic books for a very long time, let me tell you. It was quite the shock when they killed off Wonder Man. And naturally they brought him back to life. Let's see here. Okay, that seems abrupt right there. Okay, so yeah, the fight ends abruptly, like very abruptly. So they're going at it, boom, boom, boom. And then Dr. Spectrum picks up the plane out of the water, saves the plane, saves the passengers, and then they just stop fighting. So it's a little abrupt there. Not 100% sure what the Squadron Supreme's deal was. They came in accusing the Avengers of being basically charlatans. And okay, so apparently there's something going on with the Squadron Supreme. Because Captain America seems pretty... everybody seems pretty shocked about what the Squadron Supreme has just done. And Thor, naturally, he's riled up. He wants to keep the fight going. Captain America Captain America's like, the people are safe, the plane's safe, let it go. I don't know why he's lying about us. Squadron Supreme has got something's going on with them. Starting to gaslight the Avengers. Maybe, well, maybe this final panel will give us some sort of hint here. So there's some sort of meeting with some bigwigs. Okay, so there's the Avengers there. And then I don't know who that chick's supposed to be. She walks off into the shadows. And there's some dude hiding there in the shadows. And he's clearly talking about destroying the Avengers. So apparently he's got something to do with Squadron Supreme coming in and making those accusations and whatnot. So yeah, there's something going on behind the scenes there. Squadron Supreme's getting sucked in and duped by the sound of it. Interesting. Intriguing. Dun dun dun. Ooh, doggy. So yeah, that's the type of thing. That is why I read comic books. That's why I'm into comic books. Interesting stories, plot twists, stuff like that. None of this political, ideological garbage that they're forcing on people nowadays. Back in the day when comic books were still comic books, they were still fun to read. They're still about the story, the characters, and whatnot. You're not playing it safe, not walking on glass. It's just good old fun, good old fashioned fun. And yeah, I actually wouldn't mind picking up the next issue, figuring out, seeing what's in the previous issues, see how it will lead up to this, what's going on with it. This is, it's curious as to why Captain has the triangle shield instead of the circular shield. And you got Captain Marvel becoming Warbird. I'm not actually interested in her, but clearly they had trouble maintaining her popularity, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this baby bagged and boarded and ready for storage here. And there's always been a lot of friendly competition or whatnot regarding who the greatest superheroes team is. You got Avengers, the X-Men, the Justice League, countless others. Squadron Supreme. I'm sure there's some fans of that particular group. Boom shakalaka, and she goes, smooth as butter. And yep, ooh, doggy. This one was not in terrible condition. Might not be near mint, but it was in pretty decent condition. The back flap had a little something with the ink, but on the front it looked fine. Yeah, it's in pretty solid condition actually. Might not be quite near mint, but it's in really good condition. Good doggy. Yep, Avengers number 5 for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up and see why. If this was, I don't know if they rebooted the title altogether, or if this was somehow a new title. It looks like it is subtitled Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I don't know, I thought that was part of the original title, but I don't know, gonna have to look it up. It's been a long time, so there we go. Avengers, ready for storage, number 5, June of 1998. Chakalaka. Alright. So now, alright, so we took a look at the Avengers there. Now let's go and take a look at X-Men. Boom shakalaka. Yep. Which one do you think is the better superhero team? Avengers versus X-Men? I don't know. I like both of them. I like both of them for different reasons. They're different types of characters and whatnot. I've always been interested in genetics, for example. So the whole mutant aspect was always fascinating. Captain America, Patriot and everything. Yeah, he's basically the physical embodiment of what it means to be an American patriot. And I'm big on patriotism. So yeah, Captain America has always been one of my personal favorites. Now, I will say this, sometimes the art is a little on the weird side. I don't know. Take a look at the cover there. For the most part, the cover's fine. It's a nice piece of artwork. But then you got Nightcrawler there. Like, what is going on there? Why was he drawn that way? Like, okay, I understand he's a acrobatic type of fellow, but was it really necessary to have a full frontal crotch shot? That, like, the rest of the look at that. You cut that off, it looks great. I love the cover. But you go like that, boom, and it gets weird. That's just freaking weird. I'm sorry. Like, what was that guy thinking? I mean, I could take a guess at what the artist was thinking. I don't like where that thought is going. If you take a look at modern comic books and everything, it's really not a stretch to think where they might have been going. There was a Batman game back in the day. I can't remember what system. I have to look it up. I stumbled across it on my retro console. The artwork was really weird. I don't even remember the game. I'd have to look it up. I don't think it was a terribly popular game. Like I said, I don't remember it at all. And I tried the gameplay. The gameplay was weird. Whoever was in charge of that game, it's kind of reminding me of this right here. That's what it reminds me of. That's just weird. I'm sorry. I don't need a full frontal crotch shot of a male character. Like, I mean, just look at his pose. I mean, that's just like, that's just weird. They easily could have shown displayed his acrobatic attributes without that pose. That's not necessary. It's not. Keep in mind, kids read this stuff. Yeah, something is just something. The rest of the cover is fine. Just that one aspect of the cover is just odd. But with that said, so we got a team reunited, Dream Reborn, which makes me wonder about it. It is the 30th anniversary of the X-Men, October number 80. So there have been several X-Men titles. Uncanny X-Men, Astonishing X-Men. This one's X-Men number... Oh, wait a minute, that's right. So X-Men... Okay, if I remember correctly, back in the day, X-Men was a new title. I think I remember number 1 coming out. I might have bought it. I'd have to look. One of these days I will. I'm guessing 1998 on this one. Yep, October 1998. Now, the fact that it does say a Dream Reborn, that could have a couple different connotations there. It could just be where the team's reunited and coming back together, you know, bringing back the dream of humans and mutants coexisting and whatnot. But it could also have another meaning, especially in light of modern comics, where they're trying to subvert and rewrite the origins of these characters and the team in general. Okay, so starts off. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's Kitty Pryde. She's going up against Sabretooth and some other fellers. I'm not sure what's going on there. You got Professor X. Somebody's telling him to knock it off. You know, he's all like, very well, to me, my X-Men. What is this? This is weird. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. So Dream Reborn. So yeah, Children of the Atom, and then so these are his X-Men at this point. Kitty Pryde is an actual real original X-Men type deal. I don't remember if she's back from original, but she's definitely been around a while. And we got these new quote unquote X-Men, brand new characters by the looks of it. They look like amalgamations of previous X-Men type characters mixed with Brotherhood of Mutants. Yeah, it looks like they smashed Brotherhood of Mutants with the X-Men. I don't know if this is supposed to be an alternate universe, but just based on that one panel, it's not looking very promising. Okay, let's go and take a closer look here. Oh, it's Shadowcat. It's not Kitty Pryde, it's Shadowcat. Oh, wait. So I guess Shadowcat is Kitty Pryde. because she refers to herself as Pride. It's been a while. It 1998. Let me tell you, it has been a while for me. Yeah, so the Blackbird is down. So I think this is part 2 of something, maybe. Because I thought I saw part 2 in there. Yeah, it says Children of the Atom Part 2. I don't know if this is an alternate reality. And then you got Morrow. This Morrow chick was always just weird. It's like they were trying to do like a female version of Wolverine or something. It just never worked for me. It was just a weird character. Same generation as Maggot and some of these others. Honestly, it seems like they created those characters more out of a horror aspect and shock value than actual, character development, creation, all that. It doesn't work. The one thing about the X-Men, they're very creative characters. They made sense. They weren't there for the gross out factor, the grotesque value, the shock value. This generation of characters would have been much better suited to a standalone title that would have had a distinct horror vibe to it, and that's really what they should have done with it. Instead, they tried to merge them with the real X-Men, the original X-Men. Personally, it did not work for me. It really didn't. Yeah, this is when Wolverine's got his bone claws. What is going on here? I mean, they could very easily be in some sort of alternate universe. Without reading the whole entire thing. I'm not sure, because I was supposed to be Professor X in some weird version of the X-Men. It's got to be a parallel universe. Like the X-Men series was in a parallel universe. Yeah, and they have mashed up Brotherhood of Mutants with the X-Men. It's all they did. So please tell me this is an alternate universe, because that's just lazy. That's it can work as a one-shot just for fun, but when they try to take those types of ideas and turn them into an ongoing thing, that's just laziness. So hopefully this is like a one-shot thing, parallel universe. Yeah, I'm just trying to skim through it, at least get some idea. Well, I don't know. And this is part 2, so part 1 might have probably explained it from the start. Okay, so maybe this is not a parallel universe. So there's something going on, because you got Professor X, or somebody's supposed to be Professor X, and he's talking about how there's only going to be one team of X-Men. The rest are going to be eliminated. So, yeah, I honestly have no idea what's going on at this point. Part 1 probably explained it. And, yeah, so this X-Men is apparently on the run from these new X-Men and from the world at large, even more so than usual. I don't know, without reading it on the surface at least, it seems very lazy. But I'd have to read part 1, read this one in depth to really get a full feel for it. But based on modern stuff, what's going on in the modern comic book world, seems like it's more likely that it's just lazy writing at this point. I find it difficult to believe that's Professor X. That's got to be like I'm thinking maybe Mr. Sinister is involved here, possibly. That would be my guess. Maybe it's a Professor X clone. Yeah, lots of dialogue. I'm not going to sit here and read every single panel, but some about space shuttle. Yeah, they literally just took all the X-Men and Brotherhood of Mutants characters and smashed them into one to create this alternate version of the X-Men. Unless Mr. Sinister is involved in some way. Wait a minute. Program. What? What? So, yeah, definitely missing something here. So, something about a satellite. Who's that, Kitty Pryde? I think that's Kitty Pryde. Goes up, destroys the satellite, and then that's Professor X. That blue guy is actually Professor X. So, yeah, that's definitely not Professor X. Something going on with that. And then, boom, at this point, oh, for real. Come on. That panel right there, that little one with his blue face, he's like, program abort. So, I don't know if it's supposed to be some sort of, I mean, is it taking place in the real world? But all of these alternate X-Men, they're not real. There's program abort. Okay, so that was definitely not the real Charles Xavier. So, okay, that's... Wait a minute. Oh. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Okay. I vaguely remember this. I do remember something about it. So that Professor X wannabe, yeah, it was actually Cerebro. I vaguely remember this. Cerebro somehow gained... I didn't even know Cerebro was like an artificial intelligence. I thought it was just a machine that amplified telepathic abilities. But apparently they turned it into some sort of AI type entity that gained sentience. And so you develop these... some sort of ability to create these people, twisted versions of like mutants that existed in the world. They're not real. Some sort of program. I don't know how it works. Hard light, holographic type beings or something. I'm not 100% sure. So, I don't know. I would have to read the full arc there to really get it, to decide how I feel about it. Because at the moment, it's just on the lazy side. But without reading the full arc, there might be some stuff going on that I'm missing. I mean, obviously I'm missing some stuff, not having the rest of the issues. But it had potential. I don't know. But the whole Cerebro thing was always just weird. I never understood what was going on with that when they made Cerebro sentient. Yeah, I do remember it, but I don't know. I don't remember if it was just because I didn't have the money to keep up with it, or if it just didn't hook me. Not 100% sure. I'm kind of curious about it now to see exactly what they were going with there, especially in comparison to modern day. So, I don't know. Maybe not. Without reading the whole thing, I can't say at this point. But I will say this, that's just weird. Like, I don't need to see that. That's just makes me uncomfortable looking at that. That's not my thing. I don't want to see it. The rest of it, if you all you had to do is cut it off right there. That's all you had to do. Cut it off right there. Boom. That would have been a perfect, near perfect cover right there. But they had to go further with it. That's just completely unnecessary. It doesn't. Back in the day, I didn't think anything about it. It was the X-Men. The majority of the cover is fine. Picked it up. And it was nice and shiny. Look at that shiny. It's so shiny. It gives you that squirrel effect. It's like, oh, it's so shiny, I want to buy it. But yeah, after 22 years, 23 years, in hindsight, that one aspect of the cover is a bit disturbing. As far as the story goes, I don't know at this point. I can't honestly say one way or the other. I got my initial thoughts and everything without actually reading it. The other issues and everything that are involved with it. I can't say anything definitively. If I had a hazard guess, so to speak, I'd probably say that it's on the lazy side, and I don't know. So, but that is the X-Men number 80 giant-sized milestone issue from the 35th anniversary. Ooh, doggy. It's in pretty solid condition, actually. It's a very unique cover, very different. Yeah, it's got an almost holographic look to it, but it's very shiny. I guess that would qualify as holographic there. It's in really good condition. I'm surprised. Not quite near mint, but very close. Yeah, that binding on the bottom there is a little bit... That probably knocks it out of the near mint, but it is very close. Wow. No surprise. Let's go ahead and get the bag and board and get this puppy ready for storage here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Bow, bow. All right, you want Bonner corner in first. Boom, shakalaka. And yeah, this is a giant sized issue. It's much thicker than the usual ones. That one's a little bit of a tight fit. That didn't go in quite as smooth as butter. It went in. It was just it was definitely on the tightish side. And yeah, that board is not wide enough for that. And at this point, the bag would not be able to. I'm not sure the bag would actually be able to handle a wider board because the issue is so thick. I don't know if you can really tell. That's definitely thicker than your usual regular comic book. Giants and Marvel love to do their giant sized issues. Let me tell you. Ooh, doggy. There we go. X-Men number 80, 35th anniversary. Ooh, doggy. So shiny. And slightly unsettling there in at least one aspect. That right there, that would have been it. Right there. Cut it off there. All right. Bagged and boarded and ready for storage. All right, there we have it, folks. X-Men versus Avengers. Which one's your favorite team? Or is it something else altogether? Maybe the Squadron Supreme even. There's so many to choose from. Everybody's got their favorites. Personally, it's hard to pick a favorite because, like the Avengers, I love the Avengers for these reasons. X-Men, I love the X-Men for these reasons. At least the old school X-Men. Modern X-Men are a hot mess. Let's not even go there. When I talk about my favorites and stuff, I'm talking about the Avengers, the characters and the teams that I know from back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, even 10 years ago. This modern stuff, it's not even part of the equation at this point. X-Men, I enjoyed them, love the mutants. Avengers, enjoyed them. Characters like Captain America, Super Soldier, Iron Man, and he's got the intellect and the know-how, the resources to become Iron Man. Thor, Greek mythology. I was always into Greek mythology, so Thor has always been a fun one. The Squadron Supreme is interesting in its own right because it is an alternate universe type team, even though Hyperion is the only one that I even remember or even have any idea what he's about as a character. And then there's Justice League from DC. I mean, there's so many different characters, so many different teams, titles. And back in the day, at least, they were different. You had your independent comic books; they were more prevalent. Man, things have changed so much. But you got your favorites. Everybody's got their favorites. It's hard for me to pick a favorite because the Avengers are fun, X-Men are fun, Justice League was fun for different reasons. I know you got your hardcore Marvel fans, your hardcore DC fans. I'm a geek. If it's good, I'll read it. If it's if I find it interesting, I'll pick it up. I'll hold on to it. I don't isolate myself to one particular thing like that in that regard when it comes to comic books. I just want it to be good. I want it to be fun and enjoyable. I want to be able to connect with the characters on some level. I want the stories to be interesting, etc., 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 ad nauseum. And that's what being a geek's all about, at least for me. You know, people got their favorites. That's perfectly normal. That's perfectly fine. More power to them. Yeah, it's things when you like a bunch of different characters in comic books, teams, you get the different companies. It can get a little expensive. And yeah, you know, back in the day, especially when I didn't have as much money to spend on that stuff, I would definitely focus more on specific characters, specific titles, specific teams, just as a matter of financial resource, if nothing else. If I had the means, yeah, I would definitely throughout the entire course of my collecting history, I would definitely have a broader range of titles. But when resources are tight, at least for me, I would have to narrow things down there. X-Men were often a mainstay. Captain America, Avengers. Enjoyed Green Lantern, Green Lantern Corps, Superman, Justice League. I mean, I always enjoyed Justice League. You had the Super Friends from back in the day, the cartoon. I did buy some of the Justice League comics. I gotta admit, I didn't buy as many of them. If I did have to pick between one and the other, Marvel and DC, I would probably go with Marvel. But when I do have the means, there's plenty of stuff I enjoy in the DC universe. At least I did back in the day. Then you got Image, whatnot, the other, more independent titles and companies and whatnot. It was always about means, like how much did I have to spend, and more often than not, I would have to pick and choose. And that's what it boils down to. But it wasn't because I was like, oh well, I like this team, that's it. I'm not reading anything else. It wasn't like that. I'm a geek. I'm the original geek and gamer. If it's fun, if it's enjoyable, I'm into it. If it's nonsense, see, get it out of my face. More often than not, it had to do with financial resources. Or at least the limitation of financial resources. Who duggy. So, all right, well, I think that's going to do it for today. As usual, it's been fun, at least for me. Yeah, really enjoyed going through my collection here. Once I get through this box of stuff that needs to be bagged and boarded, then I'm going to go back through the rest of my collection, check it out again, see what needs to be reorganized and everything. I definitely need at least one new box to replace one of my old boxes. And I'll have to see if I need to replace any of the bags and boards of the older stuff, which is entirely possible at this point. But yeah, so this is going to take a while. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It's bringing back a lot of memories. It's bringing a lot of contrast to what's going on today in modern comic books. Personally, I'm enjoying it. I really am. And it really helps. In this right now, things are absolutely crazy in the world right now. Let's just say that I believe something big is going to be happening here within the next few days. We're just going to have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen and how it unfolds. I'm not going to speculate on this stream at this time because that's not what this stream is about. But, well, I will say this. I have a feeling it's going to be huge. It's going to be big one way or the other. Just big stuff is going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see exactly what that's going to be and how it's going to play out. Which is what makes this type of thing, this stream, more important, all the more important for me at least, to remind me of the good things in life, the things that bring me joy and happiness in spite of all the absolute lunacy going on in the world today. And in this particular case, it's my back issues, the glory days of comic books, not this modern nonsense. Back when, even when there were hints of this nonsense, and sometimes just slapping you in the face with it in rare occasions. It would, by and large, it was still fun. There was still a lot of fun, a lot of joy to be had. These are from 1998. I didn't exit the comic book community in that regard until 2012, 2013. So I was still going pretty hard and heavy with them at that point. It was still fun, even with especially looking at them in hindsight with fresh eyes, fresh perspective. There was a good amount of nonsense in there, more than I thought, or at least remembered. But in spite of that fact, it was still fun. There were still fun stories, fun characters. There was still enough of the old school teams, characters, personalities, to make it worth the time to enjoy. And it's a real shame how things have gone. I sincerely believe that if things go the way that I think they're going to go, the whole mom and pop thing is going to come back when it comes to movies and comic books. Right now, we still got a lot of independent creators out there doing their thing. Ethan Van Sciver, for example. I really think it was like Marvel and DC. If things go the way that I think they're going to go, for all intents and purposes, we're going to be rolling back the clock on a lot of this stuff. At least that's my hope. That is my hope. Yeah, we're going to get back to more of a mom and pop type deal. Maybe not like the old days, but it's going to be more reminiscent of that than anything we got going on right now. And that will be for the better. That's my hope, if it goes that way. So only time will tell. I really do have a feeling that things are going to happen fast in the coming days. Man, we're just going to have to wait and see. In the meantime, find those little bits of joy where you can. Don't let the lunacy of the world beat you down. Find those little bits of joy, like I'm doing with this stream, the House of G, going through my collection. This especially on a Monday. And everybody loves Mondays, don't they? Oh my gosh, this really helps kick off the week, at least for me. Hopefully, it does for you too. It really, it really brings a bit of joy to my Monday, which makes the rest of the day and the rest of the week that much easier. So, yeah, with that said, hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had fun. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and it starts off well for you. Have a great rest of your have a great rest of your week and whatnot. So, yeah. All right, let's do this. All right, this has been the House of G, and I still got to work on an outro for that. I'll figure it out. You have a great one there. This is the House of G, and Rose Sweater out. Boom, chakalaka.